Now, a lot of folk, too, who watch television can't believe there really is a class system anymore because they never portray it on television much. And it's a real socialist-type commentary that cons you into another part of the agenda for the simple followers. But here's eugenics still in action, and this is from Britain, and it came from The Guardian. It says, Howard Flight, who suggested welfare changes would encourage breeding amongst the less well-off, was really given a dressing down, at least the appearance of a dressing down. He's a conservative leader, and Cameron, of course, who's now the front man, the Prime Minister for Britain, had to at least pretend to give him a dressing down. He's still in his job, of course, and because he raised millions of pounds for the Conservative Party. But anyway, he says Downing Street was forced to distance itself from a second Conservative peer in a week after Flight warned that plans to remove child benefit from higher rate taxpayers would deter the middle class from having children. His remarks followed the claim last week by a former Thatcherite cabinet minister that most people were better off in the recession. Lord Young of Grafham was forced to resign as Cameron's enterprise advisor after suggesting that most voters had never had it so good as during the so-called recession. So poverty is good from those at the top. But as I say, this particular Tory peer said, welfare changes would encourage breeding amongst the less well-off. I'll put this link up for you to see. Most folk won't want to believe it because they live in a nice Hollywood and Disney la-la land. And of course they're egocentric. They'll seek pleasure, avoid pain, and bad news and things that make them feel uncomfortable are avoided. That's how it works. That's what the New Agers are awful good at. They're taught never to look at anything that's negative, which means it makes them feel kind of uncomfortable. That's why it's so easy to manage people today. Now, Bertrand Russell was talking about basically the psychology of the mind yesterday and how they're using big corporations and neuroscience and psycholinguistics for managing the populations, and how the governments are using them and employing them. And we went through some of it yesterday and the day before. And you think this is a recent thing?